It's an honor to come before you tonight from the Commonwealth of Kentucky. As the only leader in Washington not from either New York or California.
Oh my God, why are you so obsessed with me? Republicans love to hate on the coast, but you're always texting when it's time for vacation. We see you. The thing that bothers me about this is how it's a dig on Democrats, because we're the coastal elites, the liberal socialists who live almost exclusively in California and New York, aka the worst states. But Republicans make up half of congressional leadership. So Mitch, if you're the only leader in Washington not from New York or California, that's exactly half your party's fault. Those 4 coastal elite Democrat leaders are all from New York or California. Unlike us Republicans, only 3 of our leaders are from New York or California.
I consider it my responsibility to look out for Middle America.
You have failed that responsibility, Mitch. You did nothing to stop the COVID spikes in Kentucky and everywhere else. You tried to take health care away from people. You're currently blocking bills that would help people in Middle America. You have failed, you are failing, and you will continue to fail to look after the people of Middle America if you get reelected.
President Trump knows he inherited the first generation of Americans who couldn't promise their children a better life than their own.
Part of that is due to income inequality, which is a problem you and Trump made worse with your tax giveaway to the 1%. And another part of that is due to climate change, which you spent your entire career pretending didn't exist, fighting for polluters and greenhouse gas producers, trying as hard as you possibly could to make the problem worse.
He's made it his mission of this administration to change that.
Oh, it's been his mission to change that? Well, Trump has been in power 4 years. Is this generation doing any better than the one before it yet? Is living with your parents because your school was canceled or because COVID killed your job doing better than the previous generation?
I know because I work beside him every day.
You do not work beside Trump every day. First of all, Trump doesn't work. He golfs and he watches TV. Second of all, there is no work that the two of you are doing together. Trump is not bringing you policy ideas. He's not helping you iron out the details of your new bill. No, you give him a list of young racist judges that you want confirmed, then leave. I would hardly call that working beside each other.
Today's Democrat Party doesn't want to improve life for Middle America. They prefer that all of us in flyover country keep quiet and let them decide how we should live our lives.
Yeah, the Democrats want to tell you how to live. They want to tell you who you're allowed to marry and when it's okay to get an abortion. They want to tell you what's an okay way to protest. They want to tell you which products are okay to use.
They want to tell you when you can go to work.
Nope. Nope. Democrats don't want to tell you when you can go back to work. We want you to go back to work when it's safe. He's making it sound so arbitrary, like Nancy Pelosi is going to say, Aaron, you're not allowed to work today because fuck you. No, we just think you should go to work when it's safe.
When your kids can go to school.
When it's safe.
They want to tax your job out of existence and then send you a government check for unemployment.
I am baffled that Republicans have managed to trick their base into thinking that working is the only good thing a person can do, and that we all need to sacrifice so that everybody can work more. The Democrats want to make you work less. That's a good thing. If it was fun, it wouldn't be called work. Democrats want to make it so that you get paid more money, so you'll need to work less and can have more fun with your time off. Republicans, what the fuck is the matter with you that you think that's bad? How did you let these rich assholes convince you that the only joy you get to have in life is working to make your rich asshole boss more rich?
They want to tell you what kind of car you can drive.
Yeah, a safe one. I am sorry that our streets don't look like Mad Max Fury Road. But if that's what you want, maybe move to Australia and wait for the apocalypse.
They want to tell you what sources of information are credible.
No, we're the ones protecting the news. We'll call out propaganda when it's propaganda. Democrats believe that people can get their news from whatever news source they want. It's your president, Mitch, that calls anything negative about him fake news. He's the one that screams at his minions that reporters are the enemy of the people, which is a jaw-droppingly dangerous and awful thing that you are letting Trump do. If you really cared about objective journalism, you would do something about Trump's attacks first. Come get your boy, Mitch. You work next to him every day.
They want to tell you how many hamburgers you can eat.
No one ever said that. That's some made-up bullshit. You are fucking lying and you fucking know it.
They want to defund the police.
We want to make it so that cops don't murder you indiscriminately.
And take away your Second Amendment rights.
We want to make it so crazy people can't buy arsenals.
They want free health care for illegal immigrants, yet they offer no protection at all for unborn Americans.
No, we mostly want free healthcare for Americans. 90% of the free healthcare in the Democrats' plan will go to Americans. Are you really going to reject free healthcare just to make sure some brown people don't also get it? I mean, I know that for Republicans the answer is yes, because they are the party of cut off your nose to spite your face. That is the subtext of every piece of Republican legislation. Let us fuck you over, because we'll probably fuck over minorities a little harder. And by the way, we do offer protections to unborn Americans. More so even than Republicans. But we just don't think they become unborn Americans as early as some other people. But let's put to rest this narrative that Democrats want to tell you how to live your life. Because we don't. Democrats don't want to tell you how to live your life. They want to pass laws to make your life better. And sometimes those laws are like, register your gun or wear a seatbelt. But wear a seatbelt is not tell you how to drive a car. Restaurant safety laws are not tell you where you can eat. We're not trying to take away your right to get food poisoning. Go home, get as much food poisoning there as you want. What we want to do is make it so that no one gets food poisoning by accident. Now, Republicans, by contrast, they want to make your life so shitty that you become beholden to your rich bosses. And your rich bosses will then get to tell you how to live your life. Republicans want you so desperate. Desperate for money, desperate for food, for clean water, for healthcare. So desperate that your bosses can then force you to work 80 hours a week at slave wages in unsafe COVID-infested factories. And while you're desperately trying not to die, they're hoping that you'll be too busy and too scared and too tired to protest or vote or pay attention to all the new ways they're cooking up to fuck you over.
They want to pack the Supreme Court with liberals intent on eroding our constitutional rights.
This is some expert level projection, because the only people attacking the Constitution are Republicans. Freedom of press, freedom of assembly, freedom of religion, the Emoluments Clause, freedom from unlawful prosecution, the right to vote. If you elect more Republicans, they will pack the Supreme Court with judges who will then try to take your constitutional rights away.
And they want to codify all this by making the swamp itself, Washington, D.C., America's 51st state.
The blatant hypocrisy of this statement is blowing my mind. Democrats want to make DC a state because they are currently citizens of this country without representation. People call it the swamp because of the elected officials, not the citizens of DC. Nobody is blaming the famously corrupt DC residents for our shitty government. They're blaming you, Mitch. You specifically.
With 2 more liberal senators, we cannot undo the damage they've done.
That's it. That's the real reason why he is against DC statehood. Because he thinks it would give Democrats 2 more senators. If the people who lived in DC and Puerto Rico trended conservative, Mitch would have made them both superstates with 4 senators each.
Now you understand why Democrats spent an entire week telling us about who Joe Biden is, not what he intends to do.
This is a short list of things that Democrats said Biden would do during the DNC. A comprehensive plan to deal with COVID, investments in infrastructure, building on the Affordable Care Act, affordable child care and elder care, raising the minimum wage, modernizing our education system, equal pay, climate change reform, raising taxes on the 1%. I somehow managed to find all of those things that Biden would do, and I literally only read 1 speech from the DNC. So fuck you, Mitch, and fuck all of your bullshit.
I'm immensely proud of the work the Republican Senate has done.
That work that he's so proud of, moving money from poor people to rich people, like a reverse Robin Hood, doubling the deficit, making it easier for polluters to throw garbage into your air and your drinking water, fucking over minorities and the LGBTQ community, crippling the public education system, etc., etc.
Like President Trump, we won't be bullied by a liberal media intent on destroying America's institutions.
Again, Mitch, the hypocrisy of trying to make it seem like Democrats are bullies when your president bullies people daily is astounding. And also, classic Mitch McConnell. We should use his name to mean flagrant hypocrisy.
We will stand our post on behalf of the millions of Americans whose stories aren't told in today's newspapers.
I'm sorry, today's newspapers don't cover Republican stories? Did I imagine all of those exposés of Trump supporters in Pennsylvania diners in the New York Times?
We'll continue to support American families as we defeat the coronavirus.
200,000 Americans have died of coronavirus at the hands of the Republican-controlled government. That's 200,000 families who are now missing loved ones. Is that what you call support, Mitch? Taking fathers and mothers and children away from their families?
And return our economy to the envy of the world.
The economy was decimated as a result of your shitty COVID response. Homeboy, that is your fault. Take the L.
Which is why I'm asking you to support Republican Senate candidates across the country and re-elect my friend, President Donald Trump.
Yeah, friend. Okay. So, long story short, Mitch McConnell is one of the biggest pieces of shit that has ever existed. I don't know how this dude with negative 2,000 charisma convinced anybody to vote for him. He is chemically the opposite of charming. He is anti-charm. He is an anti-charm, fuck the poor piece of shit. Kentucky, I believe you deserve better than this, because everybody deserves better than this.